What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're gonna look at some stuff for the big block modified and super late model today. I had a viewer say that he was having some trouble getting to the corners correctly or fast, and he said that he's doing the things that I would recommend to start with, and that's keeping the bar as straight as you can. Pedaling, not spinning the back tires, but we're gonna look at some lines and the way you park the car and stuff like that to make all that work. He didn't say what track that he was at, but the big blocks are at Weed Sport this week, so I'm gonna start out there with the big block. And I don't know what track we'll go to with the super, but we'll pick one. And Weed Sport's a place that if you can figure this out, pretty much you're gonna get any other place that's a horrible track. So, one thing you guys can check out the telemetry when we get going here, and I want you to watch my throttle. A lot of times when I'm getting down the straightaway, I'm modulating the throttle. You'll see it'll be kind of jagged, and it's just because I'm giving it as much as I can up to the threshold to where you feel the car won't start to break loose and you roll out of it, but you don't just stay out of it. So, sometimes it'll be a smooth, solid line. When it's slicked out all the way, like the track's full of slick, it'll be a smooth, solid line. Smooth. But when you got some grip there, you kind of want to give it as much as you can up to a point and roll back out of it to get everything you can out of the car. But we're going to look at some lines and just technique to get around the track nice and smooth and fast. And I will say that I'm not a big block expert. I'm pretty decent quick in them, but there's a lot of guys that are a hell of a lot faster than I am. So, but I can do some fun get around the track nice and smooth. Let's hop in there and keep going, and I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so I have my race set up in, and this track's on 30%. So I'm gonna go out here first. I'm gonna show you what I think is the preferred line right now. Anyways, we'll find out here in a second. I didn't run any laps on the top to start with here, but the bottom is fast. When you still have the grip down there, I think that's always gonna be the preferred groove here until it slicks off enough to where you can keep the momentum up on the top. So go out here and cut a couple of laps, and I will kind of digest it. I'm gonna cut a couple fast laps and probably not say anything, and then I'll cut a couple laps after that. They'll probably be a little bit slower, but we'll look at I'll talk about what I'm doing with the throttle and how I'm entering the corner and all that good stuff.
.273. .259.
So right now on the back stretch, you want to keep it down below the slick, of course, but I missed it right there. So let's go over 1 and 2 first.
15.537.
So if this was your qualifying lap or something like that, anyways, we'd get a nice run here, drop down below the slick, get a good run. But you got to slow the car down enough to keep it down there and keep it straight. I ran out a little bit wide right there for 3 and 4. And see how when I missed that, how much further off I was, but
15.529.
That wasn't good either for 1 and 2, really. I mean, but all right, so let's come around and I'll talk about 3 and 4. Then we'll get out of the car and look at it because this will be easier for me to do. Don't want to be down here and let off nice and early. That was horrible. That was absolutely horrible. So let's do it one more time.
15.738.
I cannot talk and drive, y'all. That wasn't good either. So, all right, I'll tell you what. Let's get out and just look at the laps on the bottom real quick. All right, so see right here, we're going to drop down below the slick and get us a good run coming to the line. You want to give it just enough throttle to where that thing turns in, and then you let off and catch the car with the throttle. Right here, you're just rolling the bottom. You just want to barely be on the throttle through 3 and 4. And really until you get right there. So let's I'll tell you what, let's go back and pop this up. I can't look at the telemetry in here. I can't look at the telemetry that you guys will see on the stream. It's not on my screen during the races, so but so I can see right here and talk about it. I'm gonna pop this up and we'll look at it. So this is the same thing coming to the green here, but you see you're never, hardly ever 100% on the throttle, but get it down to the bottom, let it roll, and then you can pick it up out the center. You really don't ever want to let all the way off the throttle. You kind of want to have a little bit of roll into the wheels. If you do that, it's kind of like downshifting in on an asphalt track or something. It'll want to it's the same thing as shattering the rear tires almost. So that'll start the rear end out from under you. But you gotta make sure you get the car turned into the bottom and not be going so fast getting in that you're gonna slide on up the track. And if you do that, then there's no point in running the bottom. But no matter what, it's all about pedaling it. And I mean, you guys can see you're really pedaling this thing. This track's not that wore out either. It's pretty grippy still. So you're hardly ever going to be on the throttle wide open. But let's go out here and cut some more laps. I'll do my best to talk through it while we're running here, and we're gonna make some race runs. Just look at keeping your momentum up and stuff like that. Like what do you do if there's a guy in front of you and you're trying to get around him and he's running the bottom and you want the bottom. You can always try to go to the top, but if you want to stay on the bottom, that's where the fast groove's at. You got to try to get a run on him somehow and get up under him and take that position on the track away, so he'll have to run the top. You want to get up alongside of him. So we'll look at some ways to do that, and just talk about in general during the race, keeping your car rolling and keeping the momentum up and being fast. Alright, so you're running along behind somebody, he's holding you up down here on the bottom, running the same line as you. First off, what I would try to do is is run up on him and try to make him make a mistake, drive in a little bit too hard. Then maybe you can poke your nose up under him off the corner, maybe down the back stretch. It's hard to do it on the front stretch here, just because it's so short and the way you are coming out. But right here is where you really can get up under somebody. So if that guy's running his line nice and smooth, you can't get him to make a mistake. Maybe you do
15.533.
One of those and try to get up under him some point down the back stretch. It's kind of hard to do that here too, but there's other ways you can do it. Like, no, I have to go all the way out top.
15.804.
Back the corner up. Get a good launch. And then you can get some positioning up under him. And then if you can get him moved up the track, you're going to beat him on the bottom here right now. But we'll run some laps right quick and just see what kind of lap times we're running, and then we'll move around.
15.502.
Alright, that was a 5. Let's see what we got right here. I wasn't really focused in.
.495.
Alright, so a 4.
.558.
So now, if you want to try to sit this top faster, or not the top, but like this, I wonder, this would probably be a good line during the race.
15.715.
I can't reiterate enough how important it is to pedal it. What kind of lap was that? A 7, so we were way slower like that than the bottom, but that one wasn't bad. That was a 6, so that wasn't horrible. Let's see what the top does.
.756.
About got the wall there, but
15.796.
So what I see too, a lot of guys, the problem they have is they drive in here like this, and then you're sailed in there. You're gonna knock the hell out of the wall like that right there. So you know you're driving in hard as hell, but you especially here, you can't do that. I mean, you're just gonna catch the wall, and you know a lot of guys like to bounce off the wall a good bit, and you'll be fast as long as you keep the car straight. But there's always gonna be that time where you catch it and it turns the car. So with these things, you cannot touch the wall. I mean, they just grab and flip. But the way you should enter the corner like that is a little bit higher. And then once you get the car turned, just kind of ease, just rest your foot on the throttle. I mean, I'm talking about like just barely. And then when that thing gets close to the wall up there, just give it a little bit of like that to get it to catch. Just give it a little bit of throttle to get it to set the car and get up on, I guess these things have bars, I don't know, but like a late model, get up on the bars. I'll show you right here. And then you can get, once you get it set, then you can drive the car off the corner nice and straight.
.765.
Like that right there. I mean, that's not the fastest way around, but
15.805.
Well, I got her in there deep, but See how you just kind of pedal it? Don't give it no more throttle on entry. You don't want to be on the throttle because that's just going to walk the rear end out even further.
15.753.
Actually, that line right there is not that bad right now. Drive it down a little bit deeper here and see. I mean, but you see how I work the throttle. I mean, it's all about that, and you're getting your car entered right. I mean, just if we run through the slick, let's run through the slick.
0.801.
Car, it's not that bad to run through the slick with these things. See what kind of lap time we turn like that.
15.836.
Not bad at all. I mean, compared to the top. I would go as far as to say that right there.
15.821.
You don't want to be doing a bunch of turning with the wheel. I mean, you just want to be smooth, controlling the car with the throttle.
15.851.
Any little spot of grip that you have the chance to get the throttle. I mean, you want to, but just make sure it doesn't get you off your line, your preferred line that you want to run.
15.53.
When you hear that thing digging like that, that's a good thing. Uh-oh. I just ran up over the wall just barely. Probably didn't catch us and
0.879.
do something crazy, but so you got right now you've got about what, 4? You got the very bottom, you got the very top, you got the middle through the slick, and then you've got the cut down line that you could use all 4 of these here right now, and you're within a couple tenths on all of those. So you know, you need to get in these sessions and practice all these lines around cars so you can try to figure out how you get runs on people, you know, things like that. I need to get a video up where I have somebody in here with me and we just race each other. But I can tell you right now, one video that you can go watch to learn a lot about how you get runs on people and stuff is the race that I had with Alex Bergeron the other day at Williams Grove. We went back and forth that entire race pretty much, and you know, we never touched each other one time. Never did we touch each other. And he would drive way up to the top of the track. I was rolling the bottom. He would drive way up to the top of the track getting in and then cut down, and when we come off the corner he'd be having to let out of the gas because I was still on the bottom and he was there. So that's how he was getting his big runs on me. But then I would do it back, and you know, just back and forth. It's all about momentum. You know, you got to keep it up and do what you can to try to hurt the other guy's momentum if you're the car leading, and you know, put him where he doesn't want to be. I'm not saying wreck him now, but I'm saying, you know, you got to try to get the line that you want. We'll go out here and we'll cut these. We'll run these different lines real quick. I'll show you again, just like 4 laps in a row here, and see the 4 distinct lines that we have here. And then there's way more options than that. You could do one on one end and, you know, run the top down here, run the bottom down here in 3 and 4, or vice versa. All kind of different ways you can get around this place and every other place. So we're on the top right here.
15.325.
Give it a good bit more throttle like that. From the bottom.
15.781.
7. I think the bottom's still got a little bit more in it though, but if you hit it right. Down here you just got to keep it below there. Not dang, I hit the wall again.
15.573.
That was a 5, so I don't know what this lap was. We'll have to go an extra one because I got all messed up hitting the wall. But alright, so we'll run through the slick on this one.
15.765.
Cut down now.
15.889.
I gave it a little bit too much throttle on that when I cut down there, and you got different, you know, different extremes that you can go to on a cut down. So
15.758.
and you got the cushion too. I mean, when it comes in, if it does, there's really not one much there right now, but
15.996.
see what this will do. Slaughter line kind of in here, and then they cut down together. So
16.003.
that was really slow. So, but you know, when it all boils down to it, you just, I mean, I just can't say it enough. First off, you gotta have a good setup. If you know, I mean, if you're learning on something like iRacing stuff, you're gonna feel like you're never gonna get the car to hook up because there's nowhere near as much bite in those cars as there are with, you know, a good setup. And there's, you know, how many setup shops? I don't even know how many setup shops there are. You take your pick. I mean, you know, we use House of Speed. I'm friends with Dylan Hauser that runs that setup shop, and he's been around for a long time. I've been racing with him since Dirt came out, so he knows what he's doing. The setups are good, but you've also got other ones. I mean, Ryko and Rocket. But you know, I would recommend, obviously, House of Speed, but I mean, that's what I use. So just you know, keep that in mind. You need to make sure you have a good setup, however you get it. But all right, so then, but the next thing that I was going to say is you've got to just, and if you don't have a setup and you get one, you're gonna tell a big difference. You'll be like, holy crap, it's so much easier to drive it fast. But the next thing is you just got to drive the car a whole hell of a lot easier than you think you do. Most all of these cars, I mean, most all of them. You know, work your way up to the ragged edge, but you know, practice driving this thing and putting it where you want to, and what you have to do, center out if you enter a different way, and all that good stuff. You gotta just keep the car straight, smooth, and keep up as much momentum as you can. That's the best advice I can give you, and just pedal the crap out of it. I mean, go back and watch these laps right here, and you know, just how you work the throttle, and I'm working the throttle way more than I'm moving the steering wheel. You shouldn't move the steering wheel very much. I mean, that's just how it is. If you're going to go fast, you're not going to be sawing on the wheel a lot. So I think that'll get us for the big block. But let's go get into the super, and I don't know what track we want to run. I'll probably, I kind of wonder if I ought to just come here and do it here so you can see the kind of difference that there is between the two cars. There's a good bit of difference driving style wise. I mean, you know, it all boils down to the same thing, but these cars are a lot lazier feeling than the Super. The Super turns a little quicker and reacts a little better to your movements or your inputs. So let's do that. Let's jump out, and then we may go to just another track and just, you know, one of these, maybe a bigger track that you can see the lines a little more distinctly. This one's so tight, you're just kind of, it gives you a lot of options, but you have a little more set in stone at some of these other tracks. So let me get out of here and go get into the Super, and we'll come right back to here and do the same exact track settings and everything. Let's see, just because I'm curious, our fast lap was what, like a 15.1 or something? Yeah, 15.2 basically. So we'll see what the Super does compared to that. But I'll catch you guys in a minute. Alright, y'all. In the Super here. Back at Weedsport. So same track settings, 30%. Put it in the daytime just so you can see the track a little better, see the different shades and where the slick is and everything. So we're going to go out here and do kind of the same thing we did with the big block. Cut some around the bottom and then move around a little bit, and see, you can see how much better this car reacts to movement or inputs from us, and we'll do the same thing we did with it, just kind of analyze it. Give this one a little bit more throttle than you can that big block, I feel like. Except for on the slick.
14.
Oh, whoa.
9,
Tight.
5.
Missed that. That was my fault there. You kind of got to
14.7.
spin the back tires a little bit to get it turned into the corner. Might have to grab a little bit of brake with this thing.
14.6.
That's usually how I control my car. Getting into the corners here, especially with a late model. The big block now, you know, it may work in the big block, but I haven't got all my settings right.
14.586.
But you see how you wait till the car gets set? Set it when you're aimed good. That was a horrible corner.
14.683.
But right now I need to wait to set it till about right there because I didn't get the car turned right. You see how if you let all the way off though, it makes it want to push. I got to leave a little bit of throttle to it.
14.6.
So that was my problem right there. I don't need the brakes really, but I drove that way too hard in there, a little overexcited. And you see what I did? What happened when you do that? You slide up and it kills your momentum, binds the car up, and then when it finally gets ready to set, it breaks the right rear loose instead of digging in with it and gets you kinked up and just spinning the wheels if you're not careful. We can go look at these couple laps right quick. What kind of lap was that? Let's see. So we're faster in the Super by a good bit, half a second, 0.6 of a second, actually about 0.7 of a second. So let's go back to here. Yeah, I had it pushing and I was off the gas too much. See, that was the whole problem right there. But still same thing there. But still had a little bit tight there, but same thing. You just want to roll the bottom down here. It's just got to feel the differences in the cars. You can give the Super a little more throttle in the grip, but when you get onto the slick, it breaks loose a lot more than the big block does. That's what it feels like to me anyways. you still got to drive them just about the easy as hell with this new tire model. I mean, it is, which I feel like is more accurate than the old one. But I don't know. I do feel like though that we can't drive the cars as hard as when it's slick. I mean, when it's still tacky, I feel like we can't drive the cars as hard as guys can in real life. You know, you watch these guys haul it off in there and just stand on it, and the car's just bouncing everywhere, but they're on the dang throttle pretty good. But you see that right there where I entered wrong. Drove it in there way too hard, and I got up in that, and you see how the car just wants to walk up the track, and that's slick. But let's get back in it here, and we'll run around, move around a little bit on the track a little, and where'd my steering wheel go? Okay, I had my steering wheel completely backwards, or turned around, but yeah. Let's see something right quick. Somebody was asking about my wheel rotation. Okay. Alright, but anyways, like I say, and one other thing, I'll give you a tip right quick. Another little thing, little tidbit. If you go in here to in-car adjustments, you go to the brake pressure bias. Alright, normally how this works is the higher number, the more front brake the car has in it. And this is kind of weird to me on dirt, because with asphalt, I know that's how it is, always has been. With my real race car, that's how it was. But what I've figured out from testing is if you put more front brake in, like if you're, alright, when I get down there and I hit the brakes and it tries to push the nose, it'll do that when you got the brake bias all the way down on whatever, down low. But I usually run mine at about 45. That's where I usually put my brake bias, and that is almost even front to rear. So when I hit the brakes, it doesn't really upset the car one way or the other. It just slows it down. It slows it down not as much, but that's also a good thing for me, my driving style. You know, I'll run in there, get on the brakes, and I don't want it to just make the car do a big stop and then bounce back up and get it all out of shape. I want it to be nice and smooth, just slow it down a little bit. So that's another thing right there that probably was affecting me getting in the corner down here. But that's one thing, you can play with it, find out what works for you. But 45 is where I keep my brake bias on almost everywhere we run. See how you got to kind of spin the back tires, get that thing to turn in. I didn't use any brake right there, and I didn't get it in right. But I want you to look at this right here. Do you see how the car walked down the straightaway with the back end when I got on the throttle too much? Right there. That's just because I wasn't pedaling it enough. And if it does that on the straightaway, it's going to damn sure do it in the corner. Let's see what this will do. See there? It started to walk to the right. Let's see if we can turn a faster lap on the bottom with this brake bias.
14.649.
I spun the tires.
14.594.
Spun the tires right there, but that was close to our fastest lap. But anyway, I can control the car better with the brakes like that. If you could tell, I kept it a little bit lower. Let's run the top.
50.609.
Same thing with this is the, oh, I got on the gas too hard, but same thing in these is the big block. You want to, once you get that car turned, let it slide up to the wall and
14.987.
Right when you get to it, just give it that drive to get down off of it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I way overdid that.
15.059.
That's up there too. If you get that thing where it doesn't turn, you know, just grab the brakes one time and get a little bit slowed down and stand back to the gas, get it to turn.
15.345.
See, I can't even get, you know, to 100% throttle ever.
15.093.
Uh-oh. The girlfriend calling, y'all.
14.878.
Killed that lap. Alright, hold on. Let me answer the phone call right quick and we'll pick back up. I'll cut this out.
14.876.
Hey.
Hey,
What's up?
what are you doing?
Nothing. Just up here racing a little bit.
Alright, well, we're leaving. I gave them Brooke or Sawyer and Sanaya $15 for one freedom. I think time to leave here.
Okay.
So they can set at the beach.
Alright.
Because I felt bad. But we're leaving now. We got to go by Food Lion, and then we're going to come home and cook.
Alrighty, well, I'll see you here in a little bit.
Don't rush me off the phone ready to race.
I'm not rushing you.
Alright, I love you.
Alright, love you.
Bye.
Bye. I did it again. Alright, y'all, sorry for the interruption. But let's go out here. We'll move around on the track a little bit and just you guys watch how I work the throttle and everything and the wheel. And it just the main thing to focus on is how little throttle that we use really. We'll go over that in a minute.
.106. .821. .976. .941.
That's gonna be way slower because of how much throttle I use to turn that thing.
50.073.
See how when I missed the corner there, I kind of just backed off the throttle and eased onto it, and then got back on it right there where I was about to hit it. But you can't get it too much, or kick the rear end out far enough that you do hit it. So you just don't want to hang it out once you do that to let it catch the rear end and then slap it around on the wall. So we'll see if we can run the cut down.
14.989.
And then a slider. Kind of a slider. Let's run the slaughter line, actually.
50.197.
I don't think you quite want to do it that extreme down there.
50.074.
More like this, probably. That way you still got a good angle coming off.
50.142.
You can get up on that in that dirt too, though. That'll be
50.182.
one thing you can do here. I was really wanting to turn it down like this, but it's almost gets too tight
50.185.
when you get up there. Maybe if I do it like this. Get that shot off and be on the bottom here.
50.111.
Bad angle for turn one after that, though. Alright, so let's run some laps through the slick. Just look how little you gotta be on the throttle for that.
50.216. .229. .276.
Alright, let's try something a little bit different here.
.275. .141.
Alright, we're now going to run a lap with too much throttle in the slick. So you can just see
50.207.
I mean, I hear guys in races, they're just trying to stab the throttle and you just can't do it. They'll be doing that. This is going to spin them, light them up. I mean, you can spin this thing all day long. You know, so, I mean, I don't know how much throttle that was. I'd like to be able to see the telemetry on here. I wish I could. I need to try to set that up, but you know, you go out here, even if it's in the tack, you just can't use the throttle too much, excessively. You just got to get used to being really finessed with it, and knowing where you can use what amount more everywhere. But just know that there's very little to no places that you're going to be wide open on the throttle for very long. I messed that all up.
14.933.
You got to kind of get that car turned, and then once you do,
14.6.
don't do that, but like once you hit the brakes, like if you don't, like, alright, so watch, so I'm going to drive it down in here. Oops. I'm going to hit the brakes.
50.315.
Now get back to the throttle. You see how it does? If you don't get right back to the throttle, like if you watch when I brake, like you'll see a little pop up on the brake, and right with it, or you know, even before, sometimes I'm back to the throttle.
17.733.
Because if you stay let off of it, you're not gonna get the car jacked up and get it going like it needs to. So
50.1 15.983. 15.082. 14.972. 15.063. 14.856.
Alright. Let's go out and look at some of these laps and from the outside so you can see what we're doing, and then we'll go somewhere real quick. I think 50 laps already in this thing. Alright, so you see never 100% on the throttle. Of course, I missed a corner right there, but I almost got to 100% right there, but that was it. Probably too much. But you gotta keep the car where it feels balanced. I mean, it's not trying to snap around. It's not trying to carry the nose off in there. That was bad. It's not trying to, just slide up the track sideways like a four-wheel slide, kind of like it did on the entry right there. But yeah, I must be talking right there, man. I really can't hardly talk and drive. So is this where I think this is where I do the showing you how much, if you have too much throttle, what it does. Maybe not. Be honest with you, I don't know if iRacing's telemetry is right. But you also got the pedals to look at with the pedal cam, so you got two different things besides the sound to give you a reference on throttle and brake usage. Pedal cam and then the telemetry right beside it. So that cut down, you just, I don't know what other advice to give other than get in there and practice, but just be smooth. Learn how to barely be on that throttle. That's the ticket. You'll find out real quick, and once you start doing it, you'll be like, holy crap. But that was the end of it. So, but anyways, let's see, what track do we want to take it to run a couple different lines. Alright, y'all, decided on Charlotte. It's a nice, wide, symmetrical track where you got a lot of different grooves you could run. When you're qualifying, it looks like the slicked out spot. That's kind of where our, when it's tack steel, you want to run that line where you're entering somewhere. I usually run entering somewhere right around in here and driving it down. We can run it. But then you got the top and you got the very bottom too, so you got plenty of options here. Oh, that baby's tight a little bit. Alright. I'm gonna run a regular old line. It's gonna be a slick spot.
926.
You gotta, it's slicked out in our line over here, but That's not far off of it. Because it just keeps more momentum up that way.
0.50.
Top's probably going to be faster. But until there's a cushion up there,
50.365.
which there already is, like always here, but even still, you know, look at my throttle. I'm not, if I get on the gas all the way into the corner, I'm spinning the damn tires.
0.151.
And you're going to jump the cushion or something. And when you go over the bumps also, you need to not be on wide open. Not be wide open on the throttle because
50.102.
see if this cut down does us any better. Nope.
50.228.
You can run. The bottom's usually pretty good in 3 and 4. Ran through the slick to get there, but when you go to the bottom, then that's when you really got to pedal it and
0.459.
have some real technique to how you use the throttle. Oop, oop, oop.
50.466. 50.338.
You also have that option of kind of entering right up there against the slick
0.446.
and driving it down.
.477.
Same principle everywhere you go though. Keep the car straight. Keep it rolling. Don't get it all kinked up like if you're ever doing this right here.
50.546.
Or just turning right, going through the corner, I mean you're not gonna be slow. I mean that's just all there is. You're driving in here like this right here and get it sideways like you think it needs to be, it's not gonna work. I mean
7.458.
run wide open and it kicks that rear end out. We'll run it wide open around the top. You got enough grip, but it is.
.643.
I'm pedaling it, not even thinking about it, I'm just so used to pedaling it. See, that's wide open. Just walks the rear end around, so it's spinning.
50.484.
You can't control where your car is aimed at when you do that. You're just along for the ride and turning the steering wheel right to keep up with it. So that's about it. I know this video is long as hell. I did not plan on it being this long, but you know, it's kind of hard for me to explain how to go fast. But I hope that'll help some of y'all out. Be helpful to you. I hope y'all let me know. But we can do some other videos. I need to get somebody in here in a car with me and talk about racing, you know, just in general racecraft. But you know, we'll try to do that in the future. But y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what you think about this one. You know, it may be too long with repeating the same thing over and over, but hopefully it'll just by being able to watch, listen and see the telemetry and stuff like that, it'll give you a little better idea of how we're getting around the track. I think a lot of people get in here and they're just wide open and they think there's no way these guys are going this fast, they're cheating or something like that. But what they really just don't understand is that we're driving a ton easier than they are. I mean, and so yeah, I got in a race a while back and I was way faster than everybody, and somebody told me that I had grip hacks, and I you know, explained to him, you know, even it was a limited late model race and you still had to pedal them when it was slicked off. What it was the bottom was slick and the top, everybody was running the top, but I was running the bottom and killing them because I was pedaling through the bottom and just running it right. But so he thought I was cheating. So, but I know there's stuff out there, but I don't have a clue as to how you would ever do that, and I would never do it if I could. So I don't, you know, hear about some people every once in a while. You hear rumors that this and that person's doing it, and I don't know. But I wouldn't even want to take the damn chance to, you know, getting caught. They'll kick you out of here, I think, for that. But yeah. Number one, get you guys a good setup for whatever car you're running. I mean, you can get them, you know, anywhere from $5 to $25. I think the average is probably about 10 or 15 for a whole track, like a race week. You can get like a qualify, like with House of Speed. I think you get a slick qualify, tacky heat, slick heat, slick race, and tacky race. I think that's how it works. So I think that's 6 setups for, like, I think it's $15. Don't quote me on that, but you can get sales and stuff. You can use my code if you want to. You know, I just put it up there so y'all can, if y'all wanted to go get it, y'all can use that. I think it's 10% off or something. But the HOS setups are great. So, you know, go check them out if you need one, and they'll be good for you. And you may have to tweak it a little bit to get it to your liking, but if you need help with that, always you can hit me up. I can give you a little, point you in the right direction on where to go for what you want to do different. But yeah, number one, do that. Number two, practice and keep this car straight. And just be easy on the throttle, way easier than you think you have to be. So I'm gonna wrap it up, y'all. Sorry I made this so long. I did not plan on that, but hopefully it'll give you some good help. But like always, I appreciate you guys watching. I hope to see you guys again soon in the next video. Y'all have a good one.